Hi, I'm Dr. Burkenstock, owner of Skin Body Health in Mandeville, Louisiana, and New Orleans, Louisiana. We're also licensed in Florida, Alabama, in addition to Louisiana. We can service people nationwide through telecom or Zoom or FaceTime, person-to-person interviews. Today we're going to talk about stress and natural remedies to actually reduce stress and bring back some peace and happiness. What we all know is during trying times in our life, like now, whether it be from hurricanes, whether it be from wildfires, whether it be from pandemics, or just the political milieu, our bodies can get stressed in a wreck. What we also know is that science has proven to us when we come out of these stressful times, we see a much increased rate of cancers, heart attacks, strokes, and other untoward body-related diseases. So is the brain and the body diseases related? You betcha. So with enough chronic stress, our mind can actually make our body sick. So we know all that might be going on. What do we do? Well, right now, people are coming into us and calling us and setting up video chats every day, telling us they just can't take it anymore due to the pandemic, the political milieu, the bad weather here, the hurricanes there. We had a call, a few calls from the fires out in the West. And while we can lose material things, we don't have to lose our state of health and our state of mind. So let's talk today about some natural things we can do. By all means, if you're on any medications from a psychiatrist, your primary care provider, whatever, do not stop them without a particular plan with your physician or provider. However, if you're looking for some things that you could do without stepping into the medication arena, or if your medication is not quite controlling those anxious symptoms that are bothering you, let us give you some tips and strategies today, all natural, that can help you reduce stress, give happy hormones and neurotransmitters to the brain, and all with little or no cost to you. So let me first begin by saying we come to you guys and we try to deliver good medical anti-aging tips, anti-stress tips, beauty tips, and we do this on every Wednesday or every other Wednesday basis. All of our prior videos can be found on our YouTube channel, Dr. Burkenstock Skin Body Health. YouTube channel again, Dr. Burkenstock Skin Body Health. If you've missed any of our previous webinars, please go to the YouTube channel where all of our webinars over the last 2 years, plus some from even before that, are located. So let's go on a little bit. The communication between the brain and the body is a two-way street. There's sort of a feedback loop. So if you can't get your brain to make your body calm, you can use your body to make your brain calm down. The gray matter, now that's a part of our brain, it can get stressed. And when that gray matter gets stressed, it sends a signal to tighten all the muscles in the body. The tense muscles send a signal back up to the brain going, yep, we're stressed, and the loop continues. The brain gets more stress and sends out adrenaline and activates that sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, fight or flight. We lose, believe it or not, our hearing goes down and our peripheral vision actually goes down as our pupils dilate because the body thinks we're going to have to fight a lion, tiger, or bear as we had to do in the prehistoric times. But we don't want to do that and we don't need to do that. As a matter of fact, if we hear more acutely and are able to look at our peripheral vision and calm down and relax, we can better assess whatever situation may be going on and get to a better resolve. That fight or flight makes us panic and usually leads us to an inappropriate or an overfast decision or decision making and we may wind up with a solution that would have been the worst or not as good as a well thought out plan. So how are we going to break this feedback loop that keep us clenched, that keep us tense, and keeps that fight or flight system going on in that feedback loop between the body and the brain? It's much like a circle on a highway, and if you never get off the exit and you keep circling, you're never going to get anywhere. So to break that loop, what we can do is clench muscles of the body. Believe it or not, the most efficient muscle to clench are the facial muscles. So if we clench our facial muscles really tight, hold it for 20 seconds and then let go, immediately we send a signal to the brain that says relax. Seems counterintuitive, but it absolutely works. Repeat this 4 or 5 times. Try it yourself at home, and you will see, by clenching as hard as you can the facial muscles, you can do it with the hands, you can do it with the other muscles of the body, but the facial muscles are the muscles of emotion. So if you clench them, like I'm stressed, I'm angry, I'm mad, and then you release after 20 seconds, the brain gets a flood of calming effect, and the brain gets a message from the face, from the emotion complex, we're not stressed, you shouldn't be anymore either. It's a very simple way to sort of hijack the brain limbic emotion center of the brain and to get it back or pop it back into a normal or more parasympathetic, more relaxed mode. Massage works well too, although sometimes during trying times there is no access to massage or maybe no extra funds for a massage. But if you have a partner at home or a friend, then y'all can exchange massages. That works really well too. As far as breathing, when we're stressed, we tend to take quick, fast, shallow breaths. We don't even realize it. In and out. This gets us really excited and really hyped up. Well, that might be great if we're about to run a marathon or need some really quick energy because we're about to do something where we want to say, oh, I want to go to a gym, I'm feeling lazy. Let me take some quick short breaths. Oh, I feel a little burst of energy. Yes, I can now get myself to go to a gym. Well, that's great for that particular moment. However, when we're talking about being overstressed and needing to relax the brain, which in turn relaxes the body, we need to take slow, deep breaths. Well, why? Well, the vagus nerve, that's one of our key emotional highways in the body. It sends signals from the brain down to the heart and back up to the brain. It plays a critical role in regulating that flight or fight system, the sympathetic nervous system that we were talking about, which is great when we're in danger, but doesn't help us when we're not, and can actually impede normal good health and well-being. So how we breathe can hijack the wrong highway and actually take that vagus nerve, calm it down, and get a message to the brain to calm down. It's one of the fastest ways to change our emotional state. The vagus nerve signaling is very, very important in activating circuits for resting as well as relaxation. It's known as the parasympathetic nervous system, very much driven by the vagus nerve of the body. The parasympathetic system, relaxation, is very much opposite the sympathetic nervous system, which controls the flight or flight, adrenaline, boom, mechanism in the body. So the APA Neuroscience did a national survey on stress, and what they found was that some of the most common strategies to resolve stress that people just seem to tend to do, most commonly do, is either go to the ice box and just implode, or go to a buffet, or overeat, or go to the store and get chips, or whatever, or chocolate. And it is the most ineffective way, as a matter of fact, to reduce stress. Because when people use their drug of choice, whether it's food, alcohol, or a drug, it actually increases a sense of guilt, and only 16%, 16, say they get any achievement of decreasing stress whatsoever. Most of them feel just as bad, or worse after they've done the chocolate, the overeating, the binge, the buffet, the drugs, the alcohol, or whatever. So do yourself a favor and let's now turn to what are the natural things that we can do to help our body calm down. As we said, if you're on a medication for emotional symptoms, nerve or mood disorders, please don't stop your medication. But these are simple things you can add to it to help them work better. If you've just got a sort of an acute or an immediate issue right now, you may not want to grab for that prescription. Let's try some of these techniques instead. I'm often asked on a natural category with supplements, herbs, and vitamins, what could we do to calm things down without grabbing for a Valium or a Xanax or some other sedative or sleeping pill? Well, in the natural supplement world, there are three great things, many more, but the three most potent and most effective, in my opinion, are magnesium, Mag3 Night. Mag3 Night is one of our products that has 3 different types of magnesium. Very calming to the body, it helps induce a very natural sleep, and keeps the bowels moving. As we know, when the bowels get stressed, they often go into a constipation mode. Magnesium helps the bowel flow to keep us normal, prevent constipation, smooths all the, and calms the muscle cells in the body, as well as calms the brain. It's a wonderful product, Mag3 Night. What I also recommend is Phosphatidylserine, our product called PS for short. Phosphatidylserine goes up to the neuroreceptors in the brain and gently touches on the bases of let's calm down. Everything's just not so excitable. Again, all natural without preservatives. Last but not least, Amino Calm. Works on the amino acids in the brain that are sometimes used up short supply during times of fight or flight. We want to feed them, calm them down so that the brain can work on other things and not be so worried about fight or flight. So that's Amino Calm, PS, and Mag3 Night. That is our stress relief bundle. It normally retails for $190, and for this next 2 months all the way through Thanksgiving, we're going to mark it down to $149. $149 from $190. If you click the link in the description below, you can go to our store, skinbodyhealth.com. skinbodyhealth.com, and they'll ship it directly to you. So we were talking about the communication between the brain and the body, and it's that two-way street, that feedback loop that can keep us stressed and in the sympathetic mode, which is that fight or flight. That's not what we want to do. So what are some of those things that we can do at home to naturally calm down the body? Well, to sum it up, there's all kind of neuroscience studies. So this isn't backed by just an opinion or something written in a magazine. The neuroscience state-of-the-art studies are showing us there's different things we can do with the eyes, with the breathing, with the ears to absolutely reduce stress, calm the body, decrease anxiety, and improve peace and happiness. Okay, number one, I'm going to step a little closer to the camera so that you can possibly see my eyes. What we're trying to show here is that what we know is currently people are doing very convergent, or meaning very narrow eye focus. So if you're focusing on an iPad or a cell phone or a computer screen, our eyes are always focused on a small area. This actually stimulates the flight or fight, anxiety, and stress component of the brain. So what we need to do is look straight ahead, but actually see the periphery. See on whatever would be on your left, straight on your right, without ever moving your eyes. So as opposed to looking straight here and looking to what's in my palm, I'm looking to the left and I'm seeing curtains. I'm looking straight ahead, seeing doorways. I'm looking to the right and seeing stairwells and another set of curtains. I'm doing that all without moving my eyes. I'm looking straight ahead. That's called looking at your periphery, and this is one of the things that will decrease the stimulation of your brain. So put that cell phone down and look straight ahead, but realize that you can see at least 135 degrees, if not more, surrounding you. Very good for the brain. On the same aspect with the eyes, when you take your eyes and fixate them on a certain spot, and then move them all the way to the left without moving your head, center, all the way to the right, center, slowly all the way to the left, center, all the way to the right. If you repeat that 20 times, it sends yet another visual center complex to the brain that tells it to calm down, stop that excitatory feedback loop, and it absolutely relaxes the brain, which then sends a message to the body to relax. We're going to also talk about some breathing techniques. One of them is called, excuse me if I butcher the name, it's a yoga breathing technique, pranayama. Pranayama. And what it is very simple, and what it means is we change nostrils to breathe. It's a yoga method, and breathing through one nostril at a time has been shown to decrease anxiety. It sort of works very similar to acupuncture, and it balances the different complexes in the brain. The science behind it is very complex, so I'll leave that for your research, or you're welcome to send in an email to us at info@skinbodyhealth.com, and I'm happy to send you the research on it. But you begin like this. Breathe in just through the right nostril. Just through the right again. Switch nostrils. Through the left. Through the left again. You want to repeat several rounds of that, and that will again send those messages to the brain to de-escalate. Another breathing technique, very simple, is 2 short breaths in, 1 long out. 2 short in, 1 long out. 2 short in, 1 out. You can repeat a sequence of that for 10 to 20. Last but not least, you can do this again while you're driving in a car, while you're thinking. Get up from your desk, take a walk outside. The sun or the outdoor light, great for the brain, great to decrease depression. While you're out there, you can use this last breathing technique. Breathe in through your nose to the count of 8. Hold that breath to the count of 8. And then release that breath softly to the count of 8. You're going to release that breath so softly that you wouldn't burn out a candle flame if it were in front of you. So again, breathe in for 8. Hold. Breathe out softly, so you're not going to blow out the candle flame in front of you. So those are some quick and easy breathing techniques that can decrease stress, anxiety, and improve relaxation. Sunny day, I alluded to that just a moment ago. Head outside for a 5-minute break. If you've got longer, take longer. Whether it's direct sunlight or just overcast, sometimes we get stuck with rainy days. But the light in and of itself will decrease stress, anxiety, and depression. This was proven several times through the studies on seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as SAD, that happens to a lot of people during the winter months. With stress, what we also know is that stress seems to accumulate a lot in our hands. So if we can't get to a massage therapist, we can get some kind of lotion, coconut oil, even butter. Put some on our hands and really, really massage underneath that thumb, very, very deeply. To give yourself a good 5-minute rub on each side. When you're rubbing those hands, this will relieve the stress in the shoulders, the neck, and the scalp. And it's amazing how just a little massage on a small area of the body can absolutely affect scalp, neck, and shoulders. Another simple technique, you can rub your feet over a golf ball or a tennis ball. So standing up, of course hold on to something so that you don't fall, but rubbing and balancing on a golf ball or tennis ball will get a relaxation going that'll send messages up to the brain. Write it down. Well, what do I mean write it down? What's ever on your mind, whatever is bothering you. It could be one thing, it could be many things, it could be something simple from the dog or the cat knocked over the milk. or the car got wrecked, or something more intense with the current times. Write down what is, I feel sad, I feel glad, I feel bad, I feel mad. Whatever it is, write it down. Then write down 3 things that you're grateful for every day. Gratitude can erase depression and anxiety like nothing else. What are you grateful for? There's got to be 3 things. I'm alive, that's one. I'm breathing. I have the strength to walk. I have the strength to talk. And there's also, I have a car. I am able to use my friend's car. Whatever you're grateful for, jot that down. Getting it on paper can get the emotions out of the heaviness that's weighing on your chest. Sip some green tea. And if for whatever reason utilities may be out and not functioning, you can always take some green tea bags, put them outside in the sun, hopefully we've got a little sun, and make some natural green tea. Green tea is a source of an amino acid called L-theanine. L-theanine is a beautiful amino acid that relieves anger. So drink it often. It's also anti-aging and an antioxidant. So can't say enough good things about green tea. Play some music if you're able on an iPhone, radio, or whatever. Research has shown that music goes through parts of the brain and reduces heart rate and blood pressure in a matter of a minute. So what a nice way, playing something that you enjoy, to reduce heart rate and blood pressure, which we both know is so beneficial to the body. Honey. Honey is one more example. While we don't want to overdo it, if you're having a particularly bad day, get a teaspoon of honey. Honey is a natural skin moisturizer. It's also a natural antibiotic, and it provides compounds that reduce inflammation in the brain, meaning it fights depression, anxiety, and stress. So your good old friend honey can be helpful for you. We would really like if you would like and share our webinar tonight. For anybody who does like and share, we'll be offering an amino acid calm product called Amino Calm. That's a $50 value. We're happy to offer it to anyone who likes and shares our videos today. When we're able to share our story to a multitude of people, we're able to help them help themselves in the most natural ways possible. And that's what we're here to do. Again, if you've missed any of our previous webinars, they can be found on our YouTube channel, Dr.Burkenstock Skin Body Health. You can also go to our store, skinbodyhealth.com, to take advantage of our offer of 20% off of our stress relief bundle, and that'll be on sale through Thanksgiving, the end of November. We're happy to answer any questions if anybody may have any.
Is it okay to take Valium with these supplements?
I would not recommend starting Valium with these supplements. It would be okay, but you may find that you don't even need the Valium at all once you start these supplements, because they are so calming on the natural centers of the brain, especially when combined with some of the techniques we described. Yes, that's a good point. Cold water. Splashing cold water on the face or dripping cold water on the wrist take the body down in anxiety. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or anxious, when we splash cold water in the face or let it pound on the wrist where we have a big artery and vein there, it slows down the heart rate by indirectly stimulating the vagus nerve. So yes, that's a great point. Thank you for bringing it up. Cold water, yes, great for us. You can even take a cold shower. Some of us have been forced to during these times.
Would you recommend a hot bath at night?
Hot bath can be a double-edged sword. If you find that it's helpful for you, yes. Don't do it too hot though, because then you can have the opposite. When you get out the tub, you can have a sort of a blood pressure reflex, like an orthostatic or a low pressure reflex on that, which sometimes doesn't feel good, especially if you're already stressed out. But taper it to yourself. Try it and see if that works for you. Well, as always, we certainly thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure talking to you tonight. I'm Dr. Burkenstock, Skin Body Health. We'll be back, and when we come back, we'll be talking to you about some skin techniques, so stay tuned.